What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and you're listening to Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
How you guys doing? Hey, hope you're doing great. Hope the week's been awesome. I'm trying to publish these at least once a week, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been so busy. There's been times I just have forgotten, and there's other things going on. So anyways, I apologize. I'm trying to get them out as much as I can because there's a lot of cool things going on with really powerful lessons, and I keep trying to capture them. I've got a whiteboard. The way I do these episodes actually is I've got a big whiteboard behind me, and anytime I got a sweet idea or there's this really cool lesson or some little nugget or something, I write it down, and then I try and figure out some cool way to share it with you and talk about it. So anyway, this last week's been awesome. Actually, my favorite part about working at ClickFunnels, it has been the last 2 days has been the perfect representation of why I love working at ClickFunnels. It's fast paced. I'm always building like crazy. I think I've built, I don't know how many membership sites in the last little while. Huge ones. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of videos. Very, very intense at times. A lot of fun though. The good kind of intense, And but there's been this extra thing going on that every time it pops up, I love to walk away from my computer and just observe. Sometimes I don't even have like things to add, compared to the brilliant mind of Russell Brunson. And so whenever this happens, this very specific thing, which I'm getting to in a second, I pause everything and I watch really, really closely, and it is contagious. It's the funnest thing I've ever experienced. Every time it happens, and I actually remember the first time it happened when I first started. I've been at ClickFunnels over a year and a half now, I think, and which has been awesome. But it's something special to watch, and I think if we all got better at doing this. In fact, I know it's one of the major pieces of 2 Comma Club coaching. It's one of the major pieces of the Secrets Masterclass. It's one of the major pieces of every other successful person I've ever seen out there, especially online. It is offer creation. I love watching Russell come up with sweet offers. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I've watched it a ton of times. I've participated in it a ton of times. I've helped brainstorm a ton of times. But every time it comes up, it is so, I can't even describe the exhilaration as we start to come up with new things, right? I'm not going to tell you what it is, but oh my gosh, like it's so cool. One of my favorite parts of being an entrepreneur is the fact that you are creating something that has never existed before. You think about that. That's powerful. That's legacy right there. Like most people are trying to figure out like, what's your legacy? What's your legacy? Well, for an entrepreneur, you get to experience your legacy over and over again as you create offers in a different kind of way. But it's true when you think about it. It's awesome. It's fantastic. There was a guy who reached out to me. He reached out to me just a little while ago and he said, I'm just a builder. Or he said something like that, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And it basically, I don't even remember the scenario. I actually don't even remember the person. I just remember what he said, and it was that he was writing back, and he was basically saying like, "Look, I'm not worth anything. I'm just a builder. All I do, I just build funnels. I just, that's what his mentality was, as he was saying his thing towards me." And I was like, "Just a builder? Like, holy crap, dude! No wonder no one wants to give you money." Like, if that's your attitude about your own craft, first of all, no one's going to want to get... You're not excited about it on your own. Don't expect others to be, And, anyway, one of my favorite movies is the movie Hot Rod. I don't know. It's cheesy, but oh my gosh, I love that movie. It's so funny. I totally have a clip here it reminds me of.
I used to be legit. In fact, I was too legit. I was too legit to quit. But now, I'm not legit. I'm unlegit. And for that reason, I must quit.
I love that. I think it's so funny. But that's how I feel about it sometimes. When people come out and they say that, like, oh, I just do this, I just do that. Like, no one cares about your thing more than you do. And if you don't care about it that much, no one's going to care about what you do. Like, you got to really care a lot for people to actually start caring like you do, you know? And anyway, you're the sole driver of your thing. You better be freaking excited about it. Otherwise, you're probably in the wrong thing if you really can't get pumped about it, you know? No one cares about your stuff like you do. There was a whole bunch of things I wanted to say to him, which I felt like I could not convey in writing right there. Number one, I just get so many messages now. It's kind of overwhelming, so I don't often reply. And it's not because I'm trying to be rude. It's out of self-preservation because I want to be able to do other things in my life too, and have a life and a day, and get my tasks done and things like that. So please don't get offended if I don't respond sometimes. Anyway, there was this thing. I wanted to reach through the computer and shake this guy and kind of slap him and be like, dude, first of all, shut up. Like, don't ever tell me, who is also a builder, that you're just a funnel builder. You have the coolest opportunity on the face of the planet, in the fastest paced, you know, most like explosive industry that's out there. And you're telling me I'm just a builder. Like, shut up. Number one, I don't want to hear that. You know, you have the best tools that are out there. ClickFunnels. My mind, bar none, second to none. There is no greater tool that's out there, right? Some of the best training. I have a marketing degree, and I don't use any of it compared to even reading a book, like just even one book, .com Secrets, let alone add an Expert Secrets, or even any other marketing material that's out there. You have the best tools, the fastest paced industry, lots of money in it, you know, lots of money to be made in it, places where you can actually change people's lives, and you're telling me that you're mopey? Wake up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt. I wanted to reach through the computer and be like, holy crap, man, like, shut up. You got to change the mentality, first of all. You cannot just look at your thing, oh, I'm just a chiropractor. I'm just an e-commerce guy. I'm just retail. Whatever it is, if like that's your mentality, like no one freaking cares. So number one, I believe that he's wrong, first of all, for thinking that. Like, I'm just a builder. Like, his mentality already is off. You know, that's what that you're not gonna be successful with that. You're just not. You're not gonna develop an attractive character that's for sure. You might develop one. You'll probably develop one just because, but it's gonna be the wrong one, right? The kind of attractive character that attracts other people who are also like that. You know, that's how I feel. Number two, though, I could tell there was other things he said, and I could tell by what he was saying that he was misunderstanding what he sells. And I get the feeling that a lot of people like struggle with this. It's very, very distinctly different way to think about what you're actually selling, but really, really helps to think about it and understand. It actually, in my mind, it helps clarify your whole mission as an entrepreneur. It clarifies all the tasks and all the roles that you're fulfilling and the roles that you're signing out and hiring out, whether VAs or whatever. Anyway, if you can figure out and understand that you're not in the business. Let's say that you make cakes. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's late. Maybe I just got the late night munchies and whatever. Let's say that you're trying to. Let's say you make cakes. You make great cakes. You know, my wife loves that show, Cake Boss. And so let's say that you make cakes, and you go, I just make cakes. You know. Number one, no one cares about you anyway. Now that you've said that, you don't even have your own confidence on to own the thing that you do. So no one's gonna follow you anyway. So number one, you got to refix that attitude. Number two, though, you're wrong. You actually don't just make cakes. You're not in the business of making cakes. Your business is not your oven. Your business is not your mixing bowls, right? Your business is not the spoons and spatulas or even the ingredients. Your business exists because there are systems in place that sell the cakes, right? You're not in business to sell cakes. I'm sorry, you're not in the business to make cakes. You're in the business to sell cakes. And it's hard for people who are entrepreneurs sometimes to grasp that and think that. Be like, no, I'm a chiropractor. I adjust backs. No, you don't. You sell fixed backs. You just happen to know how to do it. Does that make sense? This is a huge distinction. I know a lot of you guys who are listening to this probably already know that, and you've already got that down. You're like, cool, I got that, check, move on, got it. But I really hope that it's sinking deeply when you start to do that. My business as a funnel builder, before I ever met Russell, took off when I made an attempt at trying to sell funnels. I just happen to know how to build them. Does that make sense? So I was not in the business of the thing. I'm in the business of selling the thing. And when that distinction happens, oftentimes when I find out that a lot of people have a hard time charging money for whatever it is they're building, or charging money for their product or their service or whatever it is, a lot of times it's because I think that they're stuck in the mentality of the first, which is that they're stuck in the mentality that they make cakes. It's like, no, you don't. You just happen to know how to do it. You're actually in the business of selling the cakes. And when you break that mentality, in my experience, there's really like two rules behind it. Number one, break that mentality and know that you're in the business of selling the cakes. Number two, have you ever bought a cake? Let's just, for this example, we'll just keep going with that one. If you've ever bought a cake, then you can charge for a cake. We were just talking about this the other day too, actually, that however much money you've got your product selling for, I bet you could raise your prices and your customers are not going to bat an eye. That's just like, whatever. Yeah, prices go up, but we get too afraid to do it. And a lot of times what ends up happening is we start to say, well, you know what? I've never paid $3,000 for a coaching package. So how could I ever charge that? You know what? You're right. There might be this level of business karma or whatever that says, you can't charge for something unless you've bought it at that price point yourself. You know what? You might be right. That might be actually legit. So if you want to get over that, go freaking buy a $3,000 coaching program. Congratulations. You now have the right to sell a $3,000 coaching program. Does that make sense? So it's My whole goal with this episode is that I wanted people to be able to go through. I'm trying to show, kind of in some logical ways. I should have thrown more stories out there. Should have been more markety with it, and shown a few more things with this. But you're not in the business of your thing. You're in the business of selling your thing, and that lets you charge more prices or charge more money. Right? This whole thing's about dollar. How can I actually charge more money? Number one, understand you're not in the business of the thing. You're in the business of selling the thing. So that's the first way. By understanding that, I found that more people have this mental leeway to be like, oh yeah, because then otherwise they go, well, I knew how much it cost to make the cake and it only cost me $4. How can I charge $40? It's like, shut up. That's the wrong persona you need to be talking to. You got to be talking to the other side of you. How do I sell the thing? And when you start looking at the sales side, it's like, okay, well, how much can I charge for it and get away with it? That's a little bit more of the mentality I hope that people are gaining. Not that you're trying to take people for their money or whatever, but man, freaking charge for your stuff. The second thing, if you want to charge more money, is that you got to break through those price barriers by you buying products of that price barrier also. So if you're trying to charge 10 grand for a program, some people are fine with that. And they're like, I've never bought a $10,000 thing, but I got no problem charging for one. And then other people are like, oh my gosh, I would never charge $10,000. Well, it's because you've never bought something for 10 grand. You can't think about that amount of value because it's unfathomable. I get $10,000. Oh my gosh, what? And it becomes this mystical thing. $10,000. It's like, no, don't treat money that way. It's just a tool. It's not this mystical thing. What? $10,000 is so much money. Not really. Break the mentality because it's not that much money. You know what I mean? So I hope this makes sense. And I hope this whole episode makes sense. This is honestly kind of a scatterbrain episode. I just wanted to turn the recorder on and just start because it's been on my mind as I've watched more and more and more. It's like, holy crap, you're not selling the thing. You're in the business of selling the thing. And number two, if you're having a hard time charging a high ticket price for something, you've got to go buy something that's high ticket and kind of give yourself that mental permission to move forward, that business karma permission to move forward and be able to charge that kind of price. I think I've mentioned this before, but Frank Kern taught that if you want to make more money, there's really three things you can do to just double your business really, really quickly. Number one, he says, charge more. Just charge more. Just even by 10%. Just charge more. You'll be shocked at how much people don't whine, right? And don't complain and don't care. Number one, charge more money. Number two, have somebody calling every one of your customers in the back end and selling your high ticket packages. So have somebody who, a sales guy, they don't even need to know what it is you really do. Have someone, hey, I saw you bought this thing. Hope you really enjoy it. We just wanted to call and just offer you this $5,000 package where Steve Larsen goes through this thing with you and yada, 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 yada. It doesn't take many of those to really double a business. I don't know what your price points are or whatever they are, but whatever it is, whatever your price points are, whatever your high ticket stuff is, have somebody in the back end who's actually calling all of those people who've bought from you in the past and ask them to spend more money. All right. So number 1, charge more money. Number 2, have someone follow up for high ticket sales in the back. Number 3, the third one is you've got to find a way to not just sell online alone. Okay. We've done a lot of cool studies and we found out that the people who make the most money are the people who have both online and offline elements to their funnels. Online and offline elements to their funnels. Sales funnels, putting an opt-in page to a squeeze page to an order form to an upsell to a downsell, that's a funnel. But they existed before webs, before the websites did, before the web in general, I should say. A sales funnel is any time anything is sold. Whether or not you decided to make a funnel, you made a funnel, right? If money was exchanged, they walked through some kind of funnel. And most people don't purposefully think about what that funnel is. And it's what ClickFunnels is a way for people to actually think through and become methodical on how to actually sell their stuff. So anyway, this whole episode's all about, I just want you to know a few more of my mentality as I look at money and how to charge stuff and why I feel like I can charge high ticket and why I feel like I can't. Some of it is just out of self-preservation now where it's I literally cannot get to every person. I have to be able to have some kind of filter. It's going to be a higher ticket price point. And you'll get to that spot if you're not already. And a lot of you guys listening to this podcast are. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Number 1, you're not in the business of selling the thing. You're not in the business of the thing, you're in the business of selling the thing. Number 2, if you're having a hard time charging for high ticket stuff, go buy something high ticket. And then that third part was kind of that other 3 part things with Frank Kern. But number 1, you got to just raise your prices. Number 2, have someone charging or going and following up and actually trying to close high ticket deals in the back. And then number 3, find out how to figure out some more offline elements to your funnel if you're strictly online. Meaning you might send them a postcard, meaning you might send them, some package, maybe do a welcome package, maybe do, whatever it is, strictly digital, or strictly just in a traditional funnel as we know it now, can actually be a little bit damaging. Not damaging, but you actually could make quite a bit more by putting some offline elements in there. So that's what we found. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. There's a lot of tips and more mentality, ways to, I guess, to charge more money. That's kind of the whole purpose of this episode. But as I was watching today, the last 2 days, as we've been going through a lot of offers and offer structure and different, brainstorming and different, product creation, really. It's been so fun to watch just the ridiculous amount of value that Russell has a habit of giving. And it's easy for him to charge high ticket stuff because he gives way more than he charges for. And obviously that's another strategy as well. There's tons of things you can do, but it's been fun to watch that process again and fun to be a part of that process again and see, oh my gosh, we could do this, or we could throw this in, or we could do this, we start thinking about those crazy things. We could toss this in and this in and this in and this in. And half of it was crazy stuff that we'd have no idea how to fulfill on or whatever. And then we go back through, remove the crazy stuff, and you're left with an amazing offer that you can charge high ticket for, anyway. I'm kind of ranting now. It's getting late. But anyways, hope you guys are doing great. Go trade, raise your prices. Don't be afraid to charge for what it is that you do. And even if you're collecting leads, you can still apply these same principles. Eventually, it's a business. Eventually, there's going to be a place where they give you money. So go to those places and apply these same principles there. So anyways, guys, you're awesome. Hope you're all doing great. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.